Hello, so in this video I'm going to be getting into my Batman comic collection, and if the name of my channel tells you anything, you can figure out probably that I have a lot of Batman, so I might have to split this up into quite a few parts, and this video in particular is going to be focused on my Silver Age, Bronze Age, and Copper Age, so we're talking like 1960s, 70s, and 80s. So the first book I have in this box is a giant Batman annual, number 7. And it's just a bunch of reprints of classic stories. You got some Batmite, you got the original Batgirl, that was her first appearance. She was originally a sidekick for Batwoman, and the original Batwoman was thrown in as a love interest for Batman because of all the allegations of Batman and Robin being in a bit of a funny relationship there. Yeah, I don't normally pick up the giant-sized issues that much, but they are nice to collect from time to time, so that's a fun book. And then next up, this is a very rough copy, but it is my earliest issue of Batman. It is my only 10-cent Batman, and it is issue 118. As you can see, very rough, but I got it for very cheap, so I can't really complain. And this is the Merman Batman, so very fun cover. A lot of people really like this one, so that is issue 118. And then we're going to jump ahead a little bit to 146. This is The Curse of Karabo. And it also has a Batmite adventure, and then you just got this giant hand popping out of the water, and yeah, alrighty. And then next up we have Batman 152. This is the first appearance of the False Face Society, which is really cool. I remember in the 1966 Batman show there being a villain called False Face, so I wonder if that's what he was inspired from right there. And then we have a Batman 185, another giant-sized special issue. Got that fun cover of Robin punching a tree with his super strength there. Robin dies at dawn. Yeah, a lot of Batman and Robin stories, so that's fun. I always like the two of them together. Next up, we have a really cool one. This is a very sought-after cover from the Silver Age. A lot of people actually like this more than the character's first Silver Age appearance, and I believe this is the second Silver Age appearance of the Penguin, and it's Batman 190. And I hear a lot of people say that they really don't like his first Silver Age appearance cover, so this is a book that people tend to gravitate to. And it's funny because I see this book varying in price so much. Like, I paid $15 for this. You know, it's not a perfect copy, obviously, but I don't know, to me it looks fine. It looks okay, but I see some people, like, they'll charge and pay up to like $100 or more for that book, and then sometimes I see it for like $20 selling on eBay, so really, like, it's just all over the place. And then immediately after that, we have Batman 191. I don't have a board on this. This is how I've got it at my comic shop, and I ran out of boards, so I gotta get back on that. But yeah, this is a fun book. I read this one. This was a really, really goofy story. You can see Batman is letting everything go, and Robin and Alfred are not too happy about it. 199, this is a fun one. I really like that. You got Batman, and it's a matter of life or death. He needs his comic, but they're sold out at the newsstand. And I'm assuming that the story inside of that has nothing to do with the cover. There are a lot of books like that in the Silver Age. And then we have Batman 202, and it says, "Here will lie the Batman and Robin," so yeah, somebody is not very nice, I guess. But yeah, that is just such a sick cover. I really love, like, anything in a graveyard like that. I always think it's kind of fun when you have, like, a tombstone sort of predicting something that might happen in the story. So this is Batman 202. This is one that I got in an unboxing fairly recently. And then we have 204. Nothing really special there, just a cool cover. We have Batman 210, Battle of the Sexes. You got Huntress there and some other female characters. And I'm pretty sure this is a Neal Adams, actually. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is like one of the earlier Neal Adams covers that he did. And we have Batman 205. This is honestly one of my favorite covers from the Silver Age. I always love anything with reflection. So you got Batman and Robin in this mobster's glasses while trying to take him out. Very cool perspective there. And then this one I know is definitely a Neal Adams. This is Batman 215. And that's just always a really fun, goofy cover there. This is getting into Bronze Age a little bit. Now we're getting into 15 cents, and a lot of people kind of consider that the start of the Bronze Age. I kind of think of it as like late silver, early bronze, but yeah, I think technically that's kind of when most people consider the start. So anyways, this next one is really cool. This is Batman 216, and I made a short talking about this book because I found this in my collection. I didn't know I had it, and apparently this is the first time that Alfred was actually named Alfred Pennyworth. Before that, in like the Golden Age, and he was always referred to as Alfred Beagle, and in the Silver Age, they didn't really have a name for him, and so right here, this is the issue. It wasn't until 1969 that Alfred was named Alfred Pennyworth, which is just crazy to me. As someone who was such a fan of the 1966 show, it's just crazy to think that, like, that was not Alfred Pennyworth. That's so crazy. But yeah, Batman 216. Keep an eye out for that one. It's a good book. And this one that slips under a lot of people's radars for such a big Batman key. Okay, next we're getting into Batman 236, The Ghost Bride. That's a cool one. I'm pretty sure that's got to be Neal Adams there. You got this guy with a pickaxe there. Yeah, I love the Bronze Age. Like, Silver Age is so much fun to me, but I love the Bronze Age because these things are just so, like, off the walls, ridiculous, but like with a bit of a horror tinge to it. So I always really appreciate that. And then you got Batman 237. Got the Reaper right there. This is a cover that a lot of people really like to collect. One of my favorites of the Bronze Age. This is a Neal Adams, and this might be one of my favorites of his. I wouldn't say this is like an underrated book because there are people who do pay up for this in a higher grade, but out of all the Neal Adams covers, I feel like this one just doesn't really get the respect that it deserves, you know? So that's all. We got a few more Neal Adams coming up, so good little chunk of Neal Adams that we're doing. Batman 246. This is very infamous cover where Robin is hanging and Batman is freaking out there, and it's called How Many Ways Can a Robin Die? And kind of eerie, kind of creepy, you know, maybe a little bit of inspiration for Death in the Family, which would come years later. And then we have 245. We got Bruce Wayne murdered, politician accused. Ooh. And then, as you can see, this is a pretty rough looking copy here, but still happy to have it. Any Neal Adams stuff from the Silver or Bronze Age, I gotta have it, especially when it's Batman. And then we're doing Batman 247 here. This is a holiday special. I don't know who that guy is on the cover, but it's cool. Have a bit of a Christmassy issue. New Year's, okay. It's a New Year's cover. I don't think I have any New Year's themed books, so that's interesting. Then we have Batman 248. Just another cool one. Pretty sure that's a Neal Adams as well. So, good chunk of Neal Adams. And some of these I'm going to go through kind of quickly, unless if I have something to say about it. Batman 269. 285. This is an appearance of Dr. Zinzin. You'll be seeing his first appearance in a little bit. This is a bit of a controversial, kind of weird, off-the-walls character that came around in the Silver Age. And they changed his story a few times because his first iteration was pretty offensive. Like, if you are into just kind of weird little tidbits like that, look up Dr. Zinzin from Batman. Very weird, kind of racist history with that character. So yeah, it's definitely changed him up a few times, and it's probably a reason we haven't seen him since then. Anyways, so we're still in the Bronze Age. We're getting into 35 centers. So we're getting closer to the end of the Bronze Age. And this is Batman 289. Definitely not one of my favorite covers, but it's okay. 290. That one is actually pretty cool. This is actually a pretty cool one. You got this weird guy doing some kind of magic, and Batman's being held back by like these demons there. It's pretty interesting. This one's cool. We have a Riddler cover. That is Batman 292. This is one I need to get this in a board, but honestly, like, this is one that I found in a bundle that I had purchased a while ago that I hadn't gotten around to processing yet, and this is a rough copy, man. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm okay with low grade, but man, this one's not pretty to look at, and it doesn't have a board, and like, honestly, I don't know if it would even do any good for it. Just like, look at that right there. Oh my goodness. This is Batman 312. And very, very rough copy. The Calendar Man strikes. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what's going on with that cover. I don't know what's going on with the condition of the book. Yeah, definitely rougher than what I normally would like for my Batman collection from the Bronze Age. Like, I'm a bit more open to low grade when it comes to the Silver Age, but when it's the Bronze Age, I really start to get a little bit more picky about condition things. But regardless, for now, it's filling a hole in the Batman run, and that's really all I'm trying to do at this point. So moving forward, we have Batman 320. Really nice. That's a Bernie Wrightson cover, I believe, and he always does some really great work, so that's a really cool one. I just love the close-up shot of Batman there. And then we have 327, which is an awesome Joe Kubert cover, and this is a pretty iconic image. I see this one all over. Like, I've seen memes that were made out of that before, and it's just really sick. Batman in Arkham Asylum. Batman 334, that's a really cool one. Kind of like a bondage cover there. You got Batman, Robin, Catwoman, and some other guys there. But yeah, that's a cool one. I always really like the Catwoman and Batman covers like that. And this one looks like a Jim Aparo. It's Batman 341. The Ghost of Wayne Manor. This looks like it's a fun story. And I think that we are officially into the Copper Age now for my Batman. So right here, this one is 345. Very, very cool. I always love anything with Batman and Robin there. And that's a cool one with that all-white cover, and then you just got that skull there. Makes you wonder what's going on in the book for sure. Batman 347. Just really nice. It just looks really nice in that Mylar bag too. Really good. Good stuff. And then 353, Batman and Joker cover. Those ones are always great. Everyone loves a good Joker cover. And how will Batman get out of that one? It's kind of another bondage cover too. A lot of those. And Batman 359. Got Killer Croc right there in the middle with a bunch of other goons surrounding him. This is Batman 360. I always love anything to do with purple. So you got like these purple skeletons on this all white background. Really stands out to me. That's always been a favorite cover of mine. Another cover that I like, keeping to the purple theme, we have issue 363, and that's an awesome Nocturna cover. I believe this is her first cover appearance. A lot of people have like misrepresented this book as being her first appearance since it says introducing Nocturna, but I believe her first appearance was actually in some Detective Comics book, but this is the first time she appeared on the cover, and I do have a couple other covers that she's on. Batman 365. Next one, this is a cool one. Oh my goodness, I need to put this in a new bag, honestly. This book is too nice for that. I'm gonna do that right now, actually. I'm gonna put this in a new bag to show you guys. This book is too nice. That's more like it, because this book deserves more respect than what it was in. This is Batman 368, and this is the first appearance of Jason Todd as Robin in the Robin suit. It's not his first appearance. That was... I actually don't have his first appearance, but this is the first time he ever was Robin. His first time as Robin on the cover. He did have one cover appearance before this, I believe, and it was him with, like, red hair. Like, it was barely recognizable as Jason Todd, but if you really only care about him as Robin, this is the book to get. So, there you go. And this is another one that needs a new bag, but I'm not going to change it right now. But this is a cool cover. You got a Mr. Freeze moment going on there with Batman 375. More Jason Todd as Robin goodness. And we got a key book alert. We got a first appearance coming up. Can you guess what it might be? It's Batman 386, the first appearance of Black Mask. And Black Mask is honestly one of my favorite Batman villains. Like, I always just really kind of like the sort of mob guys, the kind of shady guys that sort of run Gotham from the underground. We all love the big rogues, the Joker, all those characters, but there's just something about, like, kind of these seedy criminals that really kind of draws my attention. And so I knew I absolutely had to have a first Black Mask. And then continuing, we have 387, which is the second appearance of Black Mask, and continuing that same story arc. And then we are getting to the end of the main Batman run, and then I will get into Detective Comics. Depending on how long this ends up being, I might split up the Detective Comics, but we'll see when I'm editing the video. So anyways, we have Batman 393. So we're getting to the end. The run that I'm going through ends at issue 403. So 399. This is a pretty infamous cover here with a beheading on it. Some people were a little freaked out by that in the 80s when it happened. Always kind of like those little controversial moments like that. And then we have an anniversary issue, Batman 400. A lot of cool writers on that. And then I think you also have an introduction by Stephen King. So pretty cool stuff there. And we're getting down there. Batman 401. Got Magpie there on the cover. Weird character. Batman 402. And lastly, for this part of the video, we have 403. So that's all of my Batman in the main run before Crisis on Infinite Earths reset the continuity. And after that, the story started with Batman Year One by Frank Miller, which kind of reset his origin story. That was issue 404 and ran for 4 parts. And so I will start my next video with that, but I do have a couple more things before I move on to Detective Comics. So first up, we have Batman and the Outsiders #1. I don't think I actually bought this. I think that when I ordered some stuff online, this was thrown in as like a freebie because it's kind of rough looking, but cool to have. That's my only book from that particular run. And I have an annual right here. This is from 1982, and it's the 8th annual they did. Very cool, trippy kind of cover there. And then this is a Batman Special #1. And I've heard about this. I've heard this is a really cool story, and it's one that always stuck out to me as something I wanted to read, so I'll definitely have to crack that open soon. That was kind of a more recent pickup. And we have Batman Family #1. This was a wild story, man. This was like Batman and Batgirl teaming up to fight Benedict Arnold, who was like sent by the devil to do his bidding, and at the end when he fails his mission, he's returned to hell. Like, absolutely wild stuff, and I love it. Bronze Age was weird. And then Batman Family #6. This is the first appearance of the Joker's daughter right there, who is not actually the Joker's daughter. It's somebody who claims that like all of Batman's villains are her dad or mother, like Catwoman even. And they actually made a different version of the Joker's daughter that came around in the New 52, and this version like was a lot edgier and like wore the Joker's face like after he cut his face off in the Death of the Family story arc. So that was kind of what they've done with her since then, but that character first appeared in Batman Family and was just kind of a weird character that claimed to be the daughter of every Batman villain, and then she actually wound up being a Teen Titan. So I've seen quite a few books from the Teen Titans where she's on the cover, and her name was actually Harley Quinn. So funny little tidbit there. And last but certainly not least, we are getting down there. We are starting with the Detective Comics. Not going to waste any more time. We're just going to get right into it. Detective Comics 276. Now, this is the first one I'm pulling out, and it's probably the best issue of Detective Comics I have. If you don't know what this is actually the second appearance of Batmite, who is right there. He's an imp who just his sole purpose is to annoy Batman, and Superman has his own imp, Mr. Mixius Pitlick, who his sole job is to just annoy Superman. So they each kind of have their own little doppelganger from the 5th dimension there. This is a book I was so happy to find and add to my collection. As you can see, it's a very nicely presenting copy, even though there's a little bit of writing on there. You can hardly even notice, like the colors just pop so well. Batwoman looks great on there. This is my only Silver Age Batwoman cover, and it's a 10-center. So anytime I can find some of those early Silver Age books, I get excited. Then we have Detective Comics 303. Kind of a weird monster cover there. This next one's rough, but it is a cool book to have. It's 314, and so this is Batman kind of Moby Dick cover there. Very cool. We have Detective 329. Cool one there. This one is 336. There's Batman and Robin with this like witch lady up there, and some people have said that this is retconned to be Zatanna. Like there's some line of dialogue where she's kind of implied that that was her, and I don't know, but it's still a really cool book. A lot of people really like getting their hands on that one. I always just like picking up any of those Carmine Infantino covers from that era, so very nice. And then we have 337 with that caveman dude right there. Batman 343 got the elongated man, and then that I'm pretty sure this is like a first appearance of something, but I don't remember off the top of my head the name of the character. It was kind of a like maybe a German name or something like that. And then we have 348. Batman's in the birdcage. Gotta love it. 350. Rough copy. Got some coloring on it, but still cool to have for the collection. Any of these that are in rough shape, I'll probably upgrade if I can find a good copy for cheap enough, but really, for me, I just want to have the holes filled in my collection. At least right now, that's kind of where my collecting is. 352. A lot of these are Carmine Infantino. And then we're getting into one I was referencing earlier when I talked about Dr. Zinzin. This is 354. He's not on the cover, but this is the first appearance of Dr. Zinzin. It says right there. And yeah, it was very offensive to a lot of people when this first came out. Definitely kind of playing into the yellow scare of the time. And then we have Detective Comics 356. This is the first appearance of the Outsider. And if you don't know who that is, actually in the Silver Age, Alfred was killed off for a while and brought back as this thing called the Outsider. And it was actually the 66 Batman show that helped revive Alfred's popularity and have him brought back in the comics. So maybe right now we just need a TV show to bring Alfred back, because we need our boy, man. Batman has not been the same without our boy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Alfred's putting in that tea, but something's not right with Batman when Alfred ain't around. That's all I'm saying. Man, Batman almost got canceled in the Silver Age. Are we seeing the connection here? Got Detective 362, and as you can see, there's a big chunk missing out of the top, but still cool to have. 377, that's a really sweet one. You got the Riddler right there, you got Robin, and Batman is in jail. What's going on there? Detective 378. This is crazy. I actually have like quite a bit more Silver Age Detective than I thought I did. I figured I would have had more Silver Age Batman, but it seems like I have more Detective. And then this is the last of the Silver Age before we start dipping into Bronze Age. And this is 379. Cool right there. So yeah, then we're getting into the 15 centers, so kind of the start of the Bronze Age. And this is Detective 390. $393. Goodbye to Batman and Robin. Oh no. Okay, then we're getting into the Neal Adams, of course. Always excited about that. So we have 395. This is a classic Neal Adams cover, and I believe this is actually the first time Neal Adams has done interiors on Detective Comics, so really cool, kind of the start of an era there. Some of the best Batman stuff to come out was around this era, so we have 403 right there. And this was the era that really kind of defined Batman of the modern age and kind of brought him back to sort of the grittier, more detective side, while the Silver Age was sort of moving into a bit more just kind of whatever, sort of making him like Superman and what they were doing with Superman at the time. Alright, and then this is a little bit of a rough copy, but still classic Neal Adams, so have to have it. And this is 404. Another Neal Adams, 419. .420 Blaze It! Detective 420. Of course, my favorite number, so I always need to have any issues correlated with that. 430. And yeah, some of these, you know, I have more to say about than others, but still cool to have all of them. Detective 439. This is another one of the like giant-sized issues, and yeah, not my favorites to collect, but still cool. 441. This one might actually be the first appearance of Harvey Bullock. I know one of these two is, and I think it's this one. So yeah, first appearance of Harvey Bullock was in one of the 100-page specials. Detective 446. That's a cool cover. This is one I got in a bargain bin fairly recently. Detective 447. Cool cover with the creeper right there. 448. It's a pretty crazy cover right there. You got Batman doing some very not Batman things right there. So that was 448, and then we have 449 and 450. I got these in a bundle and just never split them up, so it's right there. 451. That's a really great cover. Honestly, first I thought this was a Neal Adams, just because that kind of looks like how he draws Batman's face, but it's not. I don't remember the artist who did this, but you can kind of tell with like some of these other faces down there. It's not really his style, but that does look like a very Neal Adams-esque Batman for sure. 453. Got the live assassination of Batman on TV. Oof. 456. .457. This is really cool because this was actually, believe this was kind of like Batman's origin told. Like this was the issue that first showed the Waynes murder, and it's also the first appearance of Leslie Tompkins, who was a friend of Thomas Wayne's and kind of another mother figure for Bruce Wayne. So very cool character if you don't know Leslie Tompkins. That's a good book to have. And then we have 459. This is a wild one. You got Alfred saying, "The police are coming, sir." And Batman's telling them, "You gotta take the rap for murder, Alfred." So, ooh, what's going on there? Detective Comics 462. Got a couple cool ones here. This is 469. This is the first appearance of Dr. Phosphorus, who is a character that's popped up here and there. I think he's actually, is this character in the Creature Commandos show? I haven't watched that yet, but I think he actually is, so maybe these books are getting more popular. And then this is 470, continuing the same story, and this is the first appearance of Silver St. Cloud, who was a love interest for Batman. And we have 479. Other really cool covers. Some of them I have more to say about than others, but these are all really cool, and I'm glad to have any Batman book, even if they're just filler issues. So we have Detective 498. It's cool in there. You got like a hand coming up, grabbing the bridge that Batman is standing on. $4.99. Another caveman cover there. Anniversary issue, $500. That's a really cool one. I really love that cover there. Batman and Robin smiling. Just really, really cool. Really nice. And you got a lot of great names on there that contributed to this book. So I always love picking up anniversary issues like that. 504. Very nice Joker cover there. Of course, you know, some people say the Joker's overrated, but I just think you can't go wrong with the Joker. He has such a great design. I love the way he contrasts with Batman, and they really do go all out for those covers with the Joker. I will just say that. Alright, next up we have 505. It's a weird werewolf sort of story there. We got like a Two-Face Batman sort of situation going on here. This is 513. And then here we have 516. We got Batman punching this mob guy through a window. 517. And you got Alfred and Robin, and they're kind of scared of what they see. So I'm guessing that's not Bruce Wayne's normal appearance right there. Wonder what happened to him there. And we have another anniversary issue, and this isn't a traditional anniversary issue. This is the 500th appearance of Batman. So Batman first appeared in Detective Comics number 27. So this is Detective Comics 526. You got Batman, Robin, and Batgirl right there. And yeah, it's a cool book. I've heard that's a really good one to have. So yeah, 526. And we have another Nocturna one right here. This is 530. Always love those covers with her. 532, you got that Joker train right there. That's a pretty famous cover. I love that one. 535, Crazy Quilt. It's a pretty fun, colorful cover right there. 536, looks like you got Deadshot right there. Pretty cool. 537, you got Batman on top of a gargoyle, and then you got this dude coming out of the sewers. That's epic right there. Very gothic. 538, Batman and Catman. It's another Nocturna cover, because there was a weird bit of time where Nocturna was trying to adopt Jason Todd so that Bruce Wayne would marry her. And so right here you got the Robin costume, and they are duking it out over Jason. And earlier I mentioned that I had the first appearance of Harvey Bullock, and I actually do have his second appearance as well, and he is on the cover of this one, which is pretty cool. This is Detective Comics 549. And then we have 551, cool cover with Batman and Robin, and we got a Calendar Man story going on. 553, another Black Mask story. Gotta love that. 557, cool Robin solo story. I really like Robin. Some people hate on him, but I think he's important to Batman. So that's cool. 564. This next one's really cool. I'm sure even if you're not like a hardcore collector, you've probably seen this image, Prowl the Dark Knight's Rogues Gallery. And so you just got a really, really nice picture of a whole bunch of Batman's rogues right there. And like, Yeah, even before I was like a big collector, I would always see this image used for other things. I'm happy to have that as part of the collection. 567. I really like how you have the cityscape in the shape of a bat, and you got the purple going on. The trade dress is a little different on this one than some of the other ones, but that's okay. And then this is the last of my detective comics and the last of the Batman Before Crisis on Infinite Earths. So this is 569, and that's a really awesome cover. This is actually like probably one of my favorite Joker covers. I just love all the cards going on in the background. You got Catwoman right there, you got Batman and Robin, and it's just a lot to love about that. There's a lot going on, so it's one I don't see many people talk about when talking about good Joker covers. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Stay tuned for more Batman videos and more comic hunting videos coming soon. I appreciate you all. Let me know what you thought of those in the comments. If you have any of these books, if there's anything I'm missing that you think I should get on. Thank you.